Hi everyone, welcome to the Beacon of Investment. It's a Feng Shui investment program by Master Pang. And before we begin, my translation is purely our personal point of view and insight. It shouldn't be construed as professional and financial consultant advice. So today, Master Pang has shared with us the view of Jiazi. Jiazi in China, in the direct translation is a wood rat year. A wood rat year is every wood rat year is every 60 years. And in these 60 years, we can see a big change. Since 1924, Chinese has been labeled as a segment of China, of Asia. And then after the 60 years, 1984, Chinese has called economic reform and opening up. China became the major factory for the whole world, right? And slowly after the industrializations, and we can see that China realized that the pollutions and the environmental impact, and China starts shifting into a high-tech industry. As we can see that Master Pang has mentioned, the FEDS in food, environment, data, and space industry. So we can see China has been venturing into space, and we can see the forming of Huawei as well. So this is the sign of China transformations. And these transformations can link to what Master Pang have shared with us last week, the yin and yang world, which is a balanced world. It represents the two alliances that we will see in the future. First is a G7 that all of us are familiar with. Is represent the western part of the world, leading by US. And we can see the next alliance is BRICS, which is leading by China, is expanding further. As we can see, Iran and Argentina has applied to join the BRICS in the very short futures. So in these 60 years, and we can see that in 2024, which is a major years that we can see a big change in China. Chinese market will be booming in that year. Renminbi will gain a larger share in these global markets. And this will lead us to 2044, which is the next Jiazi year. And this will be the year that China will lead, be the leader, and also create a peaceful world. That is always the Chinese say that the most precious value is harmonies, and harmonies create wealth. So this is the view of Feng Shui and the future very long-term investment that you can use as a reference. I personally think it's precious knowledge from Master Pang that give us a different view, a long-term view of the world changing evolutions, that you can take back and think about it, what kind of industry and area that we can invest or venture in. So when we talk about the investment, we always talk about be a striker or be a defender. So in this program, Daoling and Master Pang share a lot of single stock with us that can help us to target a specific market sector in a company that can grow the wealth further. That is more on the striker side. So, and the defender side is how to preserve your capital and preserve your money. My personal point of view to preserve the capital is invest to diversify it across the countries, regions, and different sectors as well. And because I really like Master Pang and Daoling sharing, because they give us a lot of different insight, and the knowledge is so powerful in this when you apply in the investment. We know that the risk is very high. When we invest in a high risk area, we have to really think about, is that something that we can absorb? Is that is the money that we're willing to put into this risky sector? So when we put into this risky sector, we have to allocate properly. A small portions that you have earned from the stock market, you can use that profit portion of that money, invest in the single stock market in the risky sector, that can multiply in a short period of time. But a major part of the money that you have to be very careful and to preserve it and make sure that the value of money is beating the inflation. So you can preserve the value of your money, right? So these are the sharing we have in this program as well. Not only share with you what stock to invest and how you can get rich scheme. There's no get rich scheme here, but rather we share with you a lot of a method that, or the thought process that we have to go through in this investment process, which is like a lifelong marathon. And it don't stop this year. It will continue for many years ahead. If we're aware that investment is the only way that we can continue to grow and preserve our capital. Thank you. 好的。
我是问我掌握那个牌长的，只有我自己才牌给牌。
但是道红啊，你忘记讲2018年的故事开始，中国起来了老鼠年，连2020年哦，就是说又是个老鼠年，就开始中国已经看到它的百冷成金了，就是卧薪尝胆过100年，刚刚100年了。
2020年，
就是 COVID-19 出来的时候，中国就是封城了。你可以讲这个，所以就说过后就是2008年嘛，一路来美国是什么人治理国家的？爱尔兰人嘛，后面是以色列咯，爱尔兰人。那么为什么跑到个黑人做总统呢？就是说要回归到阴了咯，阴阳就开始要平衡了。中国就走那个五鼠转动嘛，土老鼠是五鼠转动嘛。中国开始做一个基础火车咯，那中国的火车吓死人了，现在全部在地下跑来跑去，
中国现在拥有全世界高铁最长高铁的国家，就是整个高铁路的那个路程加起来最高的。
那你可以提这个咯。
好的。Hi everyone, Master Pang have another insight to share with you when we talk about the wood rat year. That is a big change, which is every 60 years. But in a major cycle is every 60 years. But every major cycle we have see a 12-year cycle as well. The 12-year cycle is every 12 years. When we reach the rat years, we can see a transformation, a big change as well. I still, when we talk about this, we can start from 2008. So 2008 is a 物质 year, which is the Earth rat year. And this year, we can see a big change in the whole world. The first one, we can see the US have the first Black president elected in 2008. What does that mean? It means that US have turned into a yin element, which is turning from yang to an yin element. And then we can see China is hosting the first Olympic, and also start expanding the infrastructure, especially the railway structures to different part of the world. And this is a big change between US and China in 2008. And 2020 is the year of COVID. Everyone is realized that, aware of that, right? So this is the year that China that is proven to the world that is able to control and contain this pandemic, because China has been through many experience. So they have had the chance to show that the way the government can contain this pandemic with such a enormous amount of populations, which is a very, very challenging task. So I still remember in 2019, Master Pang mentioned that in 2020 is the metal and water year. So it's a metal rat year. And this year there will be a big change. And he mentioned that it will be year of influenza. And exactly we can see, if we look back right now, we can see a booming in the influencer sector in 2020, because everyone has stuck at home, work from home, and we have a lot of information coming from the social media platform. So I really impressed by what Master Pang view and forecast about the future, not only from the business perspective, he have used it in the business, in the country development, also how the interaction between the countries in politics, in investment. So this is it covered all kind of topics. So this is what I really thankful that Master Pang share all kind of insight with us. And this insight definitely, if we really learn it, really digest it, it will help us not only from our investment, also from our business, from our future development, which area we can invest, which area we can venture into. So I hope that our audience that support us throughout this time will get some insight from Master Pang. The FEDS sectors, the 6 major sectors that Master Pang has mentioned, which is healthcare, psychological consultancy, AI, cosmetic, fashion industry, leisure and entertainment. And the last one is the business venture that use a very small shop space or using the truck to run the business. So these are the area that Master Pang shared with us last episode. If you missed out, so we should repeat again. These are the 6 major sectors that from the Feng Shui perspective that you can start looking into. Thank you.
So